So I'm making these set of beads for a really good friend of mine. Um, and I had the pleasure of sitting down with him over dinner and just talking and sharing after a yoga class. And as I'm stringing these beads, I get really excited about them. And this was like when we kind of decided on his bead set and the gems that we were going to use. I always like for a customer to pick an overall gem that they want to use, and then let me just kind of be guided to pick whatever stone I kind of like hits my eye as an artist. And it's fun to like get all of my friends are artists, and it's really fun that I can run ideas off of all of them. And especially when it comes to just like coloring and just, I don't know, like composition, so, because sometimes I can pick colors that are really radical and different. And I find that it's like I love opening myself up to suggestion. And there's just people that I really enjoy doing that with, and their input. And in this particular gem set was jade, which is like this really, really pretty color, really pretty color stone, this light green stone jade, which is just a really beautiful gemstone. I love it. And, it's just kind of really thinking about what colors would go with jade, and just having people that are like really good with color composition to say, hey, what do you think about this? And show them the stone and get their input. And initially, the stone I wanted to take was, it was like, I don't know, like a really dark red stone, like a really beautiful dark red stone. And, I ran it by, one of my friends, and they were like, yeah, that's, it's for a man. And, I would really, that's the color set that I would want to use. It's like a really deep red, because I'm also stringing it with this beautiful rosewood, which I love. These rosewood beads are so awesome. And as they get older, they get really cool. I love them on me for sure. They're very comfortable, but, I forget what I'm doing here. So I was really set with that color scheme and what I wanted to go. And as I started through the process of laying out the beads and seeing how they hit my eye, there was just something whenever I was thinking about this friend where I was like, it just needed to be, for me, it would need to be more of a spiritual stone. I was going to use this, it's red agate, but it's like this really deep red color agate, and it's very uniform, much like jade, but it's a really deep healing stone. Like agate is a healing stone. So and I really did like that combination with jade as far as like on a spiritual level. So, but there was just something about it that was like, I just in picturing it with this certain individual, even when I laid it out, it just didn't really hit my eye right. And, I started matching it up with some other gemstones and some other meanings. And I came across, larvacite. And larvacite is like this super cool, feldspar stone that is really more of a known as a spiritual stone, and to add spiritual protection and to aid us on like spiritual journeys. And when I saw, it's like also known as moonstone, and it's like this really cool reflective, I don't even know if I can get a really good picture of it, but if you look up larvikite, there's some great pictures of it. But that next to the gemstone, next to the jade, they're just so beautiful. And I know that this particular individual is really on this really cool, bold spiritual journey. And that, as I build his mullah, it's like, I love to be, that I'm part of that, And so, that's what I love about building these mullahs, and about, thinking of the individuals that are going to get them. Okay, cool. And the other thing I do with these mullahs is that I go, there's 27, there's what I would call a prayer bead set, and then a guru bead set. And the guru bead sets, I view them as like resets. So one thing that I will do with my mullahs is I will practice yoga to them, and I will hold poses up to 27 breaths. So what I will do is keep count on my mullah, for 27 breaths until I start to either switch to the other side or go to a different pose. So a lot of my yoga these days is balancing, because I'm walking around with a backpack on a lot and with a cat. So it's like, he really is like starting to get more comfortable, and he moves around and curls around, and I can start to move him up higher in the back, which is cool. So it makes it easier for me to walk, but I still have to be really mindful of my hips. And I am, more into yin yoga where I'll hold poses for a long time. So in like this bead set, I'm only just starting to do it. This section right here is 27 beads. And so if I'm practicing with my eyes closed, I like to go the same millimeter in here, so that my middle section there is the same, as a prayer bead. It's just a regular, either a mantra or a breath, or however we're sectioning off these counts. And then it's encompassed by a guru bead. So in this case, I'm using metal spacers, and then I'm using this larvikite as our guru beads. And this is either a break when I'm practicing them with yogas. I'll just take a break and just kind of use that as my time to transition into a different pose. Or if I'm in meditation, I have a set of prayers that I say. One is, Lord, I am not worthy to receive you. Only say the word and I shall be healed. Another one is, my life is empty and meaningless, and it's empty and meaningless, that it's empty and meaningless. And the last one is just letting go, and then moving on to my prayer bead sets. So that's cool. So anyway, that's this particular set. So I think they're really beautiful all together like that. But yeah, so this is what my day is kind of looking like today. It's just kind of stringing. I've got 6 sets of beads to string together today and get ready to get out the door tomorrow. And yeah, I'm just kind of enjoying a kind of a nice relaxing day. Yesterday, Milo and me just had yesterday was a really, really great day. This has been hard on everybody as I train for this process. And it's like this really kind of a Spartan type of an existence. And I'm really, because of the situation I'm in, I'm actually homeless right now, like legit homeless, and just, running my business remotely. And right now I'm just running it from a friend of mine's house who's really kind enough just to let me stay here, until I hit the road on the 23rd. And it's been, a really great process of just reality checks. Yesterday I wanted to go and see some friends and family before I took off, and just to check in with everybody and see how everybody was doing. And so I would use that as a utility run. So I ran over there, shared, hung out for a little bit, and then ran back. And, I wanted to take advantage of the weather because it was so nice and sunny yesterday. So I was just playing the game of, preparing myself to do one night out, in the woods. And it's really funny because I'm like really live in the moment. I really have trained myself to be very present. And sometimes it's like my optimism in the present is needs a little reality check, So, once, when I went for a 6 mile run, which is like pretty much my sweet spot where I can get my energy level really high. I transitioned into throwing Milo on my back and with all of our gear that I was really thought we were going to need for about a 2-day or 3-day excursion. So, I got him loaded up, got him in the pack, and then we just started off. And the first, I've been training to do my normal walk with him right now is just about 3.5 miles, is what I'll walk with him. But it wasn't really in a full pack, this was like all full gear. So, when I started off, it was like, it was so beautiful and I was loving it. Just count these 6, 9, 10 more. And I was really super optimistic of, finding a place to camp and that we could just do a little winter camping. And, I wanted to get those 6 miles on a hike. So, we hit just about 6 miles into the set of woods where I was pretty comfortable camping for the night, at least like that we would be in seclusion and it would be totally a chill place for us to have a little fire and just have a little test run of our camping trip. And as soon as I got out, it was like the snow here is so deep. Oh my gosh. It's so deep. I really thought with snowshoes on, I could smash it down really tight, which I could have. I mean, we totally could have done it, but it was a lot of work. And then, when I set up the tent, that was a real challenge in and of itself to get it to stay on the ice. It's like I really would have I really needed a shovel. I could have totally done it with snowshoes and everything, but, it wasn't something I really felt like it wasn't the wisest thing to do. I mean, I knew that it was iffy what the weather was going to be like today, and it's snowing pretty good right now. I wouldn't want to be cleaning up a campsite right now, but, it was a real check for me just to be like, all right, how's this tent doing? Like, what's the deal? And so it was a lesson. And then as soon as I got back, I was like, all right, this is the stuff I definitely do not need. And, started really going through the mindset of, how I want to do this, also from like a logistical standpoint, like how many beads I need to realistically carry on me. I don't really know if I need my whole setup like this, Wow, this mall is really turning out beautiful. Oh, I can't wait to give this to him. So yeah, and then just battling through what I'm doing, like what I'm attempting to do here, or what I'm actually gonna, go through and do. Just being on the road for Milo for the next 3 months, like doing this in art fairs and festivals, and I'm hoping to really hit off some cool places down the East Coast, and yeah. I don't know, it's really wild. Training for this thing has really been very eye-opening and a real lesson in not being attached to things and having an open mind and good humor about it. And I'm staying with these people who have the most wonderful sense of humor. And we just laugh about it all the time because I think I've got this thing narrowed down to like my backpack with me and Milo in it, with bare essentials for maybe 2 to 3 days. And then like a shopping cart size full of stuff. So when the crap really hits the fan, I could just grab a shopping cart and I'm good, like an 18-gallon sized tub, with wheels on it. Oh man. But it's so fun. I just can't wait to bring this to the world. I can't wait to bring my art to the world. And, I'm doing this just because it's like, I'm just done working for people. I really am. I don't want to work for any other company as long as I live. And I'm really committed to just selling with, using my art as a tool of employment. I'm building a company that I can give to the homeless, like it's just like I'm building something here and it's super fun to build it. And a lot of it is just where I'm just in the face of these norms that we think that we have to live by and these titles. And it's like, if I'm going to live by a title, I'm going to live by a title of artist. And, and someone who practices nonviolence, and someone who practices peace and love, and someone who wants to share, the truth of who we are to the world, which is that we're just these unlimited, really awesome beings. And that, part of me has got to be honest and just feels like I've been rejected by the world in a sense. And and that I'm okay with it in a sense, like if anything in this process has shown me is like the people in my life that I don't know what I would do without. And there's a very small group of people in my life that are like, that I can trust on this level and that have really come in like an amazing way to stand behind me and help me and support me. And that it wasn't like, and most of the support that I needed was just to provide a space for me, for a period of time. And, my task in that space is to, bring as much joy and peace to it as I can, and non-judgment and just a real, space of acceptance, for myself and for them. And it's hard, it's hard to be my age and, depending on community, and energy exchanges that make sense as far as like, whatever, I'm a construction project manager. So it's like, there's not much that I can't do or I won't do or I won't try to do, and it's like, it's fun that when I come to stay with people and they're like, hey, can you help us with this? Can you help me with that? And, I get very grateful for my individual skill set in that way, So, yeah. So it's really funny. This is what I would call a traditional prayer bead set, where it's just everything is uniform in color. And eventually I'm hoping to offer this in 3 different colors, okay. So yeah, so this is the uniform with the black rosewood, which, man, these are just so beautiful. And this necklace is wonderfully heavy. So as a wrap, it's just like, it's very comfortable feel around your neck. It's pretty much the same construction as my crown. My crown one, actually, it's the exact configuration. The only substitute with the crown, chakra one is that I'm using jade rather than, hemalite. Howlite, which howlite is a super cool stone in and of itself. So that's what's on this necklace here. This is the crown chakra, except this is a prototype. I've been wearing this for about a month now, but the metal beads are a little bit different in this one. But anyway, yeah, this is really turning out wonderful. I really like the way this looks. It's very pretty. So yeah, finding all these beads are crazy. The other, the other set of beads that I work with are these, which is like a mixed hardwood kind of bag. There's some rosewoods in here and a few different types of wood beads are in here. But when I do like the transition bead set, that's what these are. So this is kind of cool. This is the root chakra set, which is this brown agate, which is just a super beautiful brown healing stone. So wonderful. And then, the overall look to the root chakra one is like, I think the overall look of these transition beads is like a reddish, more style bead. So, the root chakra is red and it's our grounding chakra. And, these are both, agate, and this is made with a full agate. So this is called Dalmatian stone, which is like this really cool agate that is also brings like the qualities of a canine to and childlikeness to the healing. And it's almost like this really fun type of energy, in bringing healing to it. So, it's like laughter and childlikeness and healing. So it's a really cool stone, this Dalmatian stone. And a brown agate, I just think is this really, I don't know if I can show you guys if you can see how pretty that stone is. This brown agate is really beautiful, but that's like a really deep healing stone. Agate, ancient healing stone. And this is the transition. So this is what I would call, rather than a traditional style set, this is a transition style set. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But what I'm looking at trying to do is, instead of having where I have like a mixed bag of seeds of beads, I just have, different beads. But what's kind of nice about these, having like a mixed color of them, is I can also do like a more like freestyle type of beading, which is, if you look at, this is the heart chakra set. These is like this is not like transition style. This is like, I call this like freestyle, where you just like kind of all different colors and, the feel of the overall. Oh, man, this is beautiful. These are all oiled wood beads. I love the feel of this. I like the feel of these larger 8mm beads with the larger 10mm beads. I just think that's like a really cool, cool styling with this set. And all of them come with bracelets. Like, this is the bracelet. I think this bracelet's really pretty for the root chakra set. And I'll sell the bracelets individually, but I like to sell the wraps as a set so that you can always give a set away. I love giving all the sets away. Man, I'm like dying for bourbon right now. It's like, I don't even think it's not even late in the day right now. Definitely not bourbon time, I'll tell you that much. Hello. Oh. Ah, my camera. Hey everybody, Yogi Chevy here, and I am just stringing together my beads and having just a kind of a wonderful, relaxing morning, stringing a really cool set of beads for a friend of mine. And I don't know, this is really a beautiful set of beads. This is jade with larvacite, and which I just think is a gemstone match. I just think they really make a cool match. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and you guys are awesome.